And happening now, you can stay ahead of the storm. The Action 4 News Hurricane Hotline starts now. Emergency management coordinators from all over the valley are here to answer your questions about preparing for hurricane season. You can call us right now, Facebook your questions to us, or send us a tweet. Counties across the valley are taking precautions early to protect everyone. And right now we have representatives live in our newsroom from Hidalgo, Willacy, and Cameron County ready to take your calls. Action 4's Ryan Wolf there live with our Hurricane Hotline members. Ryan.
Thanks, Joey. I also have Jovan Delgado here, who's interpreting for our hearing impaired and the deaf in the community, and we'll speak to her a little later. Right now, though, let's toss it over to Humberto Barrero, Emergency Management Coordinator in Cameron County, who has the main message, really, for the 2013 hurricane season is what when it comes to preparations?
The main thing to remember is that if there does come a time when you need to evacuate, get out. There's no reason to stay around here if disaster is headed our way. And that's one of the most important messages is for people to remember, if you're healthy enough to get out, then get out, and let us focus all our resources on the people that are going to really need the help, which is of course our elderly, and hopefully they'll be able to evacuate, but as we've seen before, not everybody evacuates, so we'll be having to focus our resources on them.
Main items to keep in mind should those choose to stay behind. What should they have?
You make sure you have 3 days of food, water, and ice available, because when the lights go out, and you're going to find yourself hungry and very hot and in a bad situation if you don't get ready.
So if you have the opportunity to evacuate, definitely want to heed that advice. Let's toss it to Marcy Martinez, who's outside in a very special bus. Marcy?
Our sign language interpreter is Hector Marquez here. We want to make sure the hearing impaired across the valley are prepared for hurricane season. We have Frank Torres, the Willacy County Emergency Manager, also in charge of this humongous bus. It is the medical ambulance for all the Rio Grande Valley and fully equipped to handle any emergency, especially a hurricane, right, Frank?
Yes, Marcy, we're equipped at the critical care level for our ambulance crews to provide medical care to our patients that we're moving, whether it be for an evacuation or any type of a critical incident. This monitor is an example of some of the equipment that we have on board to monitor EKG rhythms, blood pressure, oxygen saturations, and we also have the capability of transmitting EKG to the hospital.
Okay, sounds great. And this bus can hold basically what 9 ambulances can do here in the valley, and there are 13 across the state. This one located in Willacy County, but serving the whole Rio Grande Valley, a lot of South Texas. We can have 18 people laying down, correct, and 24 sitting down in here. We'll have more from outside in the ambus. Now back to you, Ryan.
Thank you, Marcy. Thelma with 211 Texas is here to talk about who needs to be registered on the 211 system and what does it mean?
Well, it means that our local officials will have a very effective planning tool, planning information in case there is any kind of evacuation or any other kind of disaster. And people who need to sign up are anybody who thinks that if there is a major evacuation, that they wouldn't be able to evacuate by themselves, that they would need some form of assistance. The kind of information they'll need is, who you are, who's your emergency contact, do you have a pet? What kind of transportation you will need, because some people need one kind and other people need another kind, and what your medical needs are. Are you in a wheelchair? Are you bedbound? Do you need oxygen? All of those things help our local officials in the planning process.
And it's all about speed when it comes time to a disaster. If people want more information, they can call 211 to get those details?
211 option 4.
Option 4. Thelma, thank you so much. We'll have more from our hurricane hotline. And here right now, we're turning over to the chief. Brian Howell's got our forecast.
Well, I've got more than that. I've got insurance information as well, Ryan. We're talking about when it hits. When Dolly hit, the businesses, the homes, out of commission, and that could happen again with any size storm. And we're talking to Edward Lopez, who is here with me now from Safeguard Insurance, and we're going to tell you, what do you do before the hurricane? That's the most important thing. How far in advance do you need to get your insurance settled up before the storm?
It's always to get it right now. I mean, there's no time like the present. Just get it as fast as you can, because once a storm comes into the Gulf, it goes into a moratorium, and we have to wait for that storm to get out before you can actually get insurance.
And that's flood insurance, windstorm insurance, all that stuff, and they're two different animals, right?
Yes, sir. Flood insurance, of course, is from FEMA, it's from the government, and of course your home policy is your home policy, which is by different companies.
And when the big flood comes in, though, your home policy isn't going to cover what the flood would.
No, sir, it does not, which is basically flood is rising water from the ground up, from the outside in. And of course, that is covered by your flooded policy, which is run by FEMA.
Now, you deal with a lot of different insurance companies. Is it getting harder to deal with those insurance companies?
Little by little, of course, the more damages there are, the more, more restrictions there are. So,
And the closer to the coast.
so closer to the coast, yes, it's going to be kind of hard to get. It costs a little more costly.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding. How do I get to your office? What's the phone number? What's the website?
Of course, our website is Safeguard Now, or safeguardnow.com, and our phone number in McAllen is 956-631-1911.
Outstanding, sir. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, get that insurance taken care of ahead of time before it's too late.